Hey friends, Jana here with J. Marie Design, part of the Kat Scrappiness Creative Crew. And today we are bringing you a fun giveaway hop featuring the new release with Kat Scrappiness Essentials card builders. These are some fantastic dies that will soon become a staple in your craft room. So while I color up these Quokkas from the Quokka Up stamp set, let me tell you a little bit about this new release. So there are 3 of Kat's Essentials card builder die sets. There is also a set of speech bubbles, as well as 2 sentiment sets that have a shadow. So there's one that says happy birthday, and there's another one that says don't forget to smile. I am working with the Don't Forget to Smile sentiment, as well as card builder set number 1. And the card builder set number 1 has so many options. You can use all the pieces in so many different ways. And I am going to show you one variation in this video. So let me finish coloring this Quokka. I will have all of my colors listed in the description box below. Also in the description box below, you will find a giveaway form to fill out, so make sure you fill that out, as well as a playlist. And on that playlist, if you click on it and then hit play all, you will automatically be advanced from one design team member to the next through the entire hop. And it's fantastic. We have had so much fun with this release. So I am just finishing up coloring in this Quokka, and when I do the Quokkas, I can sit and color them for hours. All of them. And I do layers and layers, and that's just how I color. I tend to start with my darkest and go to lightest. That's what works for me. Everybody has their own way of doing it, and I have colored with Copics for over 17 years now, and everybody finds their own rhythm, and this is just how I tend to do it. Doesn't mean it's right, doesn't mean it's wrong. It's just mine. So find your groove with your coloring and enjoy it. That's the biggest thing. And I love coloring Quokkas. I am literally Quokka obsessed. Not only are they adorable little stamp sets, but they're the happiest, like, little creatures on earth. If you Google a Quokka, they're like smiley little critters. So who wouldn't love them? So I'm just finishing up with a little bit of shading and, layers upon layers. And that's just how I get the effects that I like in my coloring, is I do layers. And then, so I actually do color all 3 of them for different videos. I'm only showing you my process for this one. I do add some blue eyes, and then I will come in with my white gel pen and add the little highlights to the eyes and the little the little teefer, the little tooth that sticks out down there, which I think adds just to the personality. So this is the die set, card builders set number 1. That's a mouthful for me. And I've cut it out in so many different papers today. And this one I chose just a solid pink, and I'm going to put it on some white, but then I use the insides of the pieces from another project. So save those pieces because, wow, they will come in handy. I don't know how many cards I could make out of all of the little things that I cut just today working on cards. And so I'm going to use those pieces to go inside the frame, kind of in the inlay part. I guess I would be inlaying them into the frame. And so I get this all mounted up, and then I'm going to just glue these down. Remember, watch the direction of your papers. I almost had my hearts going all wonky, but I caught it. So these are the scraps, not really scraps, but they're the pieces from the frame that I used on another project. So I'm just going to get these adhered down really nicely. And then I do go in and kind of add a little glue under some of these little side or inside pieces just to make sure they're adhered. And this paper is from the Love Doodles paper pad in gold, has gold accents on it. I'm just using the pinks, and it's a real soft pastel pink, which went perfectly with the sentiment that I chose to do, as well as the solid frame that I chose, which is actually the back side of another one of the papers. So there's some solids in the paper pack as well. So we're going to get those down, and then I did mount my Don't Forget to Smile on some vellum because I just wanted to continue with kind of the softness feel of the whole card. And so I'm going to get these all glued down, and it goes pretty quick. I love that they, you can do it this way. You can see up in the corner there, I've got some little frames, and those are actually part of another project. And then I've got solid pieces that are smaller. So there's all the pieces, all the things. So here I am again auditioning if I wanted the gold piece underneath or if I just wanted to go with the vellum itself. And I just picked the vellum. It's nice and soft. It doesn't distract from the sentiment or from the card. And it's just kind of the vibe I was after. Let me know in the comments, do you audition pieces? Do you do a dry run of, paper, ephemera, embellishments, or are you just a glue it down and go for it kind of crafter? I have to audition. I have to make sure that, to me, it seems pleasing. It may not seem pleasing to everybody, but to me, I've got to make sure that I'm okay with how it's coming together. So that's why I audition my pieces. And I know I talk about it probably in every video that I do, but if it helps somebody work through something they might be struggling with, then hey, that's why I do these videos. Well, this one's a hop, but that's why I love doing videos in general. I love sharing little tips and tricks. So now I've got that down, and I'm going to grab my little smiling Quokka, and ta-da! A wobbler. Because, what's not as hilarious as a Quokka that wobbles? And I've had this discussion, this narrative in my head. Which side of the wobbler goes on your base? Do you put the solid plastic piece on your base, or do you put the part with the hole on your base? And I like to think that if you put the more thicker plastic part on your wobbly bits, then because it's heavier, it's actually going to wobble more. So that's my reasoning. Do you agree? Do you not agree? Let me know down below. And so I get this one ready to go. Another thing I try and be mindful of with the wobblers is kind of the weight of the image. I don't want it too top heavy or too side heavy, and it does kind of, wobble off to one side just because the way that the wobbler is made. So I'm going to go ahead and get this adhered, and then I use my fantastic little pencil bone folder to help make sure that the inside is really smushed down. I tried the tweezers, but that didn't work really well. So I'm going to go in with my bone folder and be able to give that some pressure underneath there, and it works out just perfectly. And a wobbling quokka just, it cracks me up. It makes me laugh. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, consider liking and subscribing. Also, enjoy the rest of the hop. Thanks for hanging out.